Good morning, I'm Richard. Welcome back to my channel, from power lines to power naps. Had a good power nap in the night. Now up and about, let's have a walk and a talk, and have a little walk around the lake here in Karon. Beautiful. Let's take a look and have a stroll. Hi, I'm Richard. Welcome to my channel, from power lines to power naps. This is my wife, Nui, and together we both left the UK in February 2022 to start and enjoy a new life and new adventures in Phuket, Thailand. Join us on our new journey together and experiences. Thank you for watching. Sit back and relax. Sunday morning. Not too early, it's about 8 o'clock in the morning. A bit cloudy today, but still warm. I reckon it's about 26 degrees. To my left, I've got the sea, the Andaman. Just spin the camera around. A few boats out there in the distance. The sea looks fairly calm today, which is good. Not many people about, but a bit early for most of the people that are on holiday, I guess. Lovely. Let's take a little stroll. I was going to talk about this morning, a little talk, amongst other things, about a little experience I had a few days ago concerning immigration. Great subject for those of you that live over here. Many long days visiting immigration, sorting your visas out, but hey, we're in Thailand, so it is what it is. They do a great job if you're nice to them and polite. I find them pretty good and pretty helpful. But anyway, a lot of you that visit over here for holidays are not really going to get embroiled or need to contact immigration. You'll arrive, you'll get a visa-free 30-day stamp in your passport, which allows you to stay in Thailand on holiday for 30 days, surprise, surprise. Recently, I think back in, where are we? I think it was back in September, maybe October. I just forget the exact month, but for many nations that were allowed to enter Thailand on a 30-day sort of free immigration for tourism was extended, and I think the extension goes on till the end of March 2023. And knowing the Thais, that may be extended even more into 2023, but they've extended the 30-day. For those that you allowed 30 days visa exemption, I think they call it, it's now gone to 45 days. So you've got more than enough time to have a immigration-free, trouble-free visit. So when you arrive, you'll get a stamp in your passport, the date that you arrived, and alongside it there'll be a stamp with a date when you're due to leave. At the moment that's 45 days, may be extended further than the end of March, but it's a good stay, and that's all you'll have to do. That's the only contact with immigration you'll need to do, and you come and enjoy your holiday. When you leave, you get stamped out, and providing you don't overstay, your 30 days or your 45, depending when you come, you'll have no problem. I think if you overstay by a few days, I think now they do charge you, I'm not really sure what, but a few $100 per day fine for overstaying. But it's best not to. And hey, 30 days, you can have a great holiday and see a lot of Thailand in 30 days. Many of you will come over for 14, so for those of us that stay here on a longer term visa, marriage visa or family visa as they call it, that I'm on, retirement visa, many of my friends are here on retirement visas. You get that for 12 months, education visas, voluntary visas, there's quite a few. But if you're on a long-term 12-month visa, that's great. You only have to renew it every 12 months. However, you do have to do what they call a 90-day check-in. So every 90 days, I have to contact immigration, and to be fair, there's no excuse not to. At least, I think it's about 3 to 4 weeks before mine is due, they send me an email. Hey Rich, don't forget, do your 90-day check-in before said date. So there's no excuse to either not do it or be late doing it. However, it's just basically to say that I'm still Richard. I'm still living at this address. This is still my passport number. And this is still my telephone number. It's not difficult, it's a form that you fill in. And it can be filled in online. Logging on to the Phuket, I register in Phuket of course, Phuket Immigration Office, log on to their system, and I can do it in 5 minutes. The form pops up for me to fill in. It's called a TM47. All these government immigration forms for different things have all got a TM number. So TM47 is your 90-day check-in. So, I was due last week, my third 90-day check-in. So I went online, I logged on, it said welcome, welcome. My TM47 page popped up, blank. I filled it in. Now I keep the emails from the previous ones just to make sure I fill in the exact information. So I filled it in. Name, address, homeowner, etc, etc. Passport number, telephone number. And it was exactly letter for letter that I'd put on the previous two 90-day check-in forms. Guess what? Came back rejected. What? I filled it in again, submitted it again. I think I did it 2 or 3 times. No. All rejected. Please come into room 101 Phuket Immigration Office. Wow. Our records do not match your records. Same records as the previous 2 I submitted, but hey. So I went in. On Friday I went about a 40-minute motorbike ride from here in Karon. I had a ride into the immigration office. So here we are at Phuket Immigration. Let's see how I get on. I won't be able to film inside as it's a government building, but here goes. Let's see how we go. Fingers crossed, guys. Now I'd preempted, because I know when you go to immigration The more information and paperwork that you can give them to support your request, the better. If you don't go armed with the paperwork, they just send you away with the blank paperwork to fill in and say, come back. So obviously having Nui by my side is very, very good and helps me a lot with my immigration and paperwork. And I've now been here long enough to start to understand it as much as you can. So before I went, I downloaded a TM47. I also downloaded a TM30, which is what they seem to be questioning. A TM30 is just a proof of your address. So basically similar information, name, phone number, rank and everything else. But alongside that, they want to know the details of the house owner that we rent from, the certificate of ownership that they have, like the title deeds copy, a photo copy of their passport or ID card, just general information. So we were ahead of the game and we did all that, printed them all off, got 2 packs, 2 copies of everything because they very often like a bit more paper. And off I went. I walked into immigration, busy as always, it's always busy down there. And what you do, you basically go into an inquiry or a check-in. You queue to see a check-in booth where basically you tell them why you're there, what it is you want to do, what you need. If you want an extension, or you're applying for a new visa, if you want to do your 90-day check-in, blah, blah, blah. But you submit your question or query to the check-in desk. So I sat down with this very, very nice guy. I explained everything to him. The previous 2 check-ins had gone through fine online. Couldn't see a problem. I double-checked, triple-checked all the information. But I was now here to see them and see if we could sort it out. I said I've also filled in the TM47 by hand. I've got a paper copy with me. I've also filled in the TM30, all the ownership and proof of address. I've got everything. Photocopies of my passport, photocopies of my visa. I was armed to the teeth. And this guy went through it all and he says, can't see what the problem is. You've got everything, and if you've submitted online this information, really can't see what the problem is. So you see the check-in guys, so they go through your paperwork and your request, and if they're happy that you've done everything and you've got a valid question, they will then give you another ticket to go and queue to sit and see an immigration officer. Lovely lake up behind. Lovely path around this lake. Gorgeous. Gorgeous of a morning or an evening. So he gave me ticket A110. Please take a seat. Watch the TV screen. Several immigration officers at different booths. A bit breezy around this side of the lake. Hope it's not affecting the sound too much. And different booths are dealing with different things, different requests. So no sooner as I sat down, it came on the screen, A110, booth number 3 please. I'd barely even sat down. So I went to booth number 3, fully uniformed, very official looking immigration officer. Sawadee Cap, good morning. How can I help you? I said I've come to submit my TM47 90-day check-in because there's a query online. Gave him my forms. to which he only looked at the top copy, the top sheet. He then went straight in his drawer, dug out about 3 or 4 different pieces of paper with a little checklist paper on top of it. It was a list of papers and things I needed to fill in and supply to get my 90-day check-in. He passed them to me. He said, fill those in, come back. I said, I've got them here. And I handed him my pack. I said, I've got all them. I went through the checklist, passport, copy of visa, blah, 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 TM30, TM4. I've got everything in my hand to give him. And he just thrust the blanks and said, go away and fill them in, come back. He wouldn't even take them off me. I thought, wow. I said, thank you very much. Couple card. Got out of my seat. Walked back round the other side of the office. Back to the inquiry desk. She said, are you back again? I said, yeah. He wouldn't receive the papers off me. He's given me the blanks and said, go fill them in, go away. Oh, that wind. So guess what? I just said, give me another ticket. I'll go back and see him again. So she gave me another ticket. I got the ticket, went back and sat down outside booth 3. I'm guessing from when I left his seat to when I sat back down on it was less than 2 minutes. How the hell he thought I'd fill them papers in 2 to 3 minutes, I'll never know, because they do take a bit of time. So my number came up again. Swaddy cat, good morning, how can I help you? 90-day check-in. Thinking I was here 3 minutes ago, looking at you, talking to you. I gave him my original pack, which I tried to give him 3 minutes ago. He took them off me. He went through them, never said a word. Bish bash bosh. Ripped a few slips off, stamped. Stapled them on my passport. One slip was a 90-day check-in, which had got the new date of February the something for my next one. And another one was a government stamped slip, proof of providing address, TM30, on Friday's date. So I did ask him the question. I think he'd had a cup of coffee by then, so he'd sweetened up a little bit. I did sort of ask him the question as to why it failed online. And he told me. And what he told me was that, well, it doesn't ring true, but hey, it's Thai immigration, so I just had to say yes. When we first got here back in February, the first week we were in a hotel, and then the month after that we had a condo. We rented a condo for the month. So first 5 weeks we hadn't really got an address as such. So we did a couple of trips and we left Phuket by car. We got a hire car. We left Phuket by car. We had a couple of nights in Krabi. Then we went over and had a couple of nights up in Khao Lak. We had a little road trip, then came back onto the island. I have heard about this before, but if you leave the island and go anywhere else on the mainland Thailand, when you come back onto the island, you're supposed to notify immigration that you're back and where you're living. I went over to Patong immigration a while ago to check this out, and the officer said to me, only if you're not if you're here long term. If you live here under a family visa or retirement visa, if you live here, you only have to notify us again if you leave the kingdom, if you leave the country. He says, no, you do not. But what I think they'd lost my address details personally. Because the interesting thing is that back in the day when we had that little road trip, we hadn't even got that address. We were still living in a condo. Just say good morning to this lovely cleaning lady. She's here every morning sweeping up. Sawadee Kap, young lady, good morning. Hey, hello, how are you? Sabadi mai? Good, good. Old cleaning ladies sweeping up leaves everywhere. Yeah, when we had that road trip, we hadn't got an address. So I actually hadn't been off the island since we lived where we live now. So they've had one proof. I think they've lost it, or they've had a computer glitch and the info's fell off. But anyway, it was all resubmitted. He seemed happy-ish. And I've got my stamp now. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that in February I can go back online, submit it online in 5 minutes, and it'll be accepted. But just a little story about immigration and what we have to do and put up with. They're not the quickest of workers, and it's their way or no way. If you do have to ever get in touch with immigration for anything, and as a tourist holiday maker, I've seen that would be highly, highly unlikely. But if you do, don't worry, go along. And the best thing to be with them is probably the same as courtesy with anybody. Be nice, smile, yes please, thank you. I see people in immigration, good morning. I see people in immigration from all over the world. I'm not going to name any nations, but pretty much all nations are over here, one reason or another. And some get irate. Oh, some get angry. You're not going to get anywhere doing that with these guys. Because if you show any aggression or any anger, then you're showing disrespect, and that's well, that's not right. And you'll just be told to go away. It's quite simple. So be nice, smile, you'll be fine. But hey, just a little hiccup I had, but all sorted now. Anyway, back to the lake. Well done, Phuket Immigration. I was in there about 2 hours. Usual rigmarole of paperwork, but we seem to have cleared the issue up of why I couldn't do it online this time. It was just a missing piece of paper, but they love missing pieces of paper. So check out me checking in again February, 22nd of February. Hopefully this next time, February, it can be done online. Whew, I need a coffee. Beautiful. Beautiful. It's about a kilometre. I'm told it's a kilometre around this path. You can walk or cycle it. I sometimes, if the weather's a bit dodgy, I'll sometimes come down to the lake on my motorbike, park it over there on the road by the sea, and I sometimes do 10 laps of the lake, mostly walking. Started running a little bit, but these old bones are, they're not best for running at the moment. But a good 10 kilometres, a couple of hours or so, and it's a lovely lake. It's a lovely path. It's smooth tarmac. It's even got arrows on showing you which way around you should go, but not quite sure why when people only walk or cycle. It's never really busy around the lake. Most people are off around the beaches and town. But it's nice. Beautiful. So it's getting busier now. Like I've said on my previous videos. Really is getting extremely busy. I hear stories now from December. A lot of the hotels local to Karon and Qatar, where we are, fully booked. I think Christmas is pretty much, Christmas and New Year's fully booked. Newey's Kitchen is seeing a lot more customers, which is really nice. Very good. Nice to see everything coming back to normal. It's getting busier now because certain parts, you see the guy with the red flag. The roads are busier, so nearly every hotel or a couple in the high street in Karon, these security guys are there with red flags, and all down Beach Road outside all the big hotels. And he will stand there, and if anyone wants to cross the road, he's a bit like a lollipop man with a red flag and a whistle. If he starts to blow his whistle, then whew, you're in trouble. But they're great, they actually help you across the road. It's a bit much when I have to be helped across the road. But yeah, in town it does get very, very busy. These guys do a great job. Really is a beautiful little lake, and it's so close to home. It's only about a 10-minute stroll from my house. But like I say, if the weather looks a little bit stormy, I sometimes ride the motorbike down here, park it on the road, do my 10 laps, and then if at any time the weather deteriorates, I can be back on my bike and back home in 2 minutes and not get too wet. Very often see some wildlife if it's earlier in the morning. I think I've seen one snake, only one snake in the last 10 months around the lake. The little one that slithered off into the grass. Very often see lizards. Some pretty birds. Some lovely songbirds. But they're never bloody about when you want to film them, are they? As you know, I prefer power naps to power lines these days, but for those of you who are still onto power lines, there's a little transformer substation here for you, just to keep you interested. 400, that says 400 on the side there. 400 kVA pole mounted transformer. Don't see many of them in the UK. 315's about your biggest. Sorry, I'm getting off. Let's get back to the lake. That's more beautiful than a transformer, isn't it? Any day of the week. Any day of the week. Morning, little boy. How are you? Hello? He says, bugger off, Richie. So that's been Karon Beach. Sorry, even Karon Lake. I apologise about any wind noise. The breeze has just got up a little bit. I'm sure the beach is gearing up for another busy day. This beach, Karon's about 3 kilometres long. It's a big beach, a long beach, and there's activities, water sports all the way along it. Bars, beach massage. It's 3 kilometres, but you don't have to walk far before you get all the amenities. So we're going to have a little sit down and close this one. Thank you for watching. Thank you to everyone that have subscribed. You got me up to the target. My first target was 50. Just 50 people to start with. Thank you, you got me there. I then asked my next target is 100. So I can get out of this wind. Still not got to that 100 yet. Please guys, subscribe. If you haven't already subscribed, press the subscribe button. It costs you no money, it costs you nothing at all. All it does is build my channel, get stronger, encourages me to make more films. Press the subscribe button, ring the bell. Get me to 100. That's my next goal. And then the goal after that will be 500. I know you can do it, I know I can do it. Also, if you've got any questions about Thailand, about my opinions, about my or our life here in Thailand, there's a comments box just below. It says comments. Please type in, ask me a question, ask me anything. Let this digger go past. Anywhere you want me to go and film, anything you want me to go and show you, any culture questions on life in Thailand, Thai people in Thailand, anything, just get it down in the comments box. I'll do my best to answer. Next video I think I've got coming up is Nui's birthday. We had Nui's birthday. It's only a short video, still got to edit it, but I'll be putting that together and getting that on in the next couple of days. And for now, I'm going to leave you there. Thanks again for watching. Please help my channel. Hope you enjoyed. Bit too early for a power nap now on a Sunday morning, so I'm going to close it here. And maybe sometime later in the day, mid-afternoon, there will definitely be a power nap featuring in my life. Take care for now. See you on the next one. Bye.